Welcome back to Titanium Hanger. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today I want to talk to you about the missing link list, but I was wanting to talk about Superion here, but I want to do that next week. I want to hear what you think. If you got the Fans Toys one, do you think it was worth the wait? Do you think it was worth the money? If you didn't get one, are you going to get the Fans Toys and drop the $1,200, $1,400 it's going to cost? Or are you just going to go with the Zeta? I'm curious. And also, I have a link down below. Try to put that in there to where you could link me pictures of your Superion that you've assembled or unassembled or however you're displaying your Fans Toys one or your Zeta. And let's get into the missing link. So it looks like we've got a new pre-order. It shows the store, the missing link Sentinel Prime, the yellow version. They also put back up the Optimus Prime with the trailer for pre-order. I think that's going to be like 120. That's what it was last time, around there. And then there's the Bingo Toys making their own version of a Grimlock. But this is all that's coming for Missing Link. And I'll tell you what I think they should make. Put a lot of thought into this. Or maybe only a little. Coming up. Alright, so starting out, I would like to see what they would do with the Jetfire in the Missing Link form. Not that I need a Jetfire so much. I'm more curious what they would do, and I would support it and buy it. But I think they'd run into some issues with Bandai and the licensing with it. So that would be the challenge. But it's possible. It's not impossible. It is possible. It's something that could be done. And so with that, I think Skyfire, Jetfire, or a vintage Jetfire would be amazing to see what they could do. How could they improve on this from so many years ago? I know it was not Takara's design. I know it was a licensed item. But what would Takara do different? Could it be a joint project? This day and age, they could pull it off, but it takes some work. Next up is Starscream and all the Seekers, all the Coneheads. You know they would do it. I don't think I would need to buy every one, but it'd be fun to see how they could fix this. See, there's so many things they could do to fix this. First off, I know they could figure out how to make the hands more streamlined and fold inside the arms. It's what they did with Optimus Prime. They could figure this one out too. They would be starting from scratch, just making it look close to vintage, but not exactly the same. And with that, they could do it. They could pull it off. And they could give the knees articulation. They could give the hips articulation. See, this figure, as a kid, I thought it sucked. I was just happy to have one because I wanted the representation. But it kind of sucked. It got no playtime because it just was a brick. But Takara could fix that, and they could right a wrong from 40 years ago. I don't know if I'm saying my numbers, but number eight, Devastator. This is a terrible figure. The whole combined mode doesn't want to stay together. It's terrible in combined mode. And with that, I'd like to see what they could do with modern technology. Wait a second. I don't have to see what they could do. We have the technology. We can build this because it's already been done. Crazy Devi made an upgrade kit. Now it's not perfect. It's not great, but could you imagine if the actual figures were designed to accept an updated and upgraded upgrade kit better than trying to latch these on to 40-year-old plastic that was poorly engineered in the first place? So, yes, this is my number 8 because the reason it's on number 8 because Crazy Debbie already did it. But I would like to see them do it. It would be awesome to see how they could bring Devastator in to the 21st century. Number 7 is Hound. Hound has been reissued a couple of times, like the Walmart reissues retro series. This is the retro looking like the cartoon, but it's still a brick. The feet don't really separate. They could do so much more with this. And it's a simplistic transformation. It works. But a vintage Hound is not really that great of a figure. But they could make it a great figure. They could make it awesome. I'm really impressed with what they did with Prime. And it looks like Bumblebee and all of them are going to be decent too. So why not get a decent Hound? So why not get a Hound where his arms extend? He has real arms. So I think they could do it. And they have the best Masterpiece Hound, in my opinion. Ratchet and Ironhide. They make number 6 on the list, and the thing is that they were missing heads from the get-go. This is where animators took it upon themselves to make it look cool. It looked like it sucked, so the toy sucked, but let's make it look cool in the cartoon, and they did that. It's really hard to match the cartoon with this toy, but these are add-on heads that I have. This is something I have. But there's another kit, and this kit here is pretty cool. It gives them shoulders and arms and all that. I think this was a Gear for Toys upgrade kit. Good luck finding it in 2024. But yeah, Takara should make these. I'd be interested to see what they do. Next up is G1 Shockwave, and I thought he was purple. He's not blue. Hold on a second. G1 Shockwave is purple, and it was one of the best Transformers they made back in the day. It looked a lot more like the show than most of the figures that they made. And the size was a good size, and both modes looked good, and it worked. But this day and age, hard to track one down that's not broken. Electronics still work in it. I wonder if they'd even bother with electronics in this. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. They wouldn't need to be as complex now that we've got the chips. It would be much easier to do the electronics in it. But still, Shockwave, there's no way we'll get this at regular retail ever again. And that's why it's number 5. So yesterday I was trying to decide which kit I liked more. So number 4 is I'm just going to put the whole Carbots in this. Because would it be Jazz? Would it be Wheeljack? Would it be Sideswipe? What would it be? Would it be Prowl? I would say out of all these, the one that needs the upgrade the most, well, the Hound I already talked about. Don't count him as a Carbot. I don't count Wheeljack and Ratchet as Carbots, but still, they all need it. They all need something. I would say Wheeljack would benefit the most, actually, because he's just too short for the animation, and none of these have independent legs. So with that, they're all kind of equal. But yeah, I'd like to see Wheeljack. Next, I'd like to reflect on Reflector. My understanding is that we never saw an actual packaged version. It was just the Melloway box. And a knockoff company created packaging for it. And that's how packaging exists, through a knockoff. But still, it doesn't have the articulation, and this could be so much better. It was okay back in the day. It could be great. They've already played around with the Optimus Prime camera, so why not do a missing link reflector? Add the articulation, make it better, and give it a proper box. That's why it's number 3 on my list. Number 2 on my list is Soundwave. This is the official picture of the 40th anniversary redo, but with it, they'd probably have to include some cassettes. How would you upgrade vintage cassettes? Well, they already did their masterpiece, but what could they do in this regard? And how could they make this better? This was already one of the best figures in G1. And I just think that they could go the extra mile and make it even better. I think they could put the ratchets in the shoulders. I think that they could do more with the legs and actually give them proper forward motion and knee articulation correctly in this figure. So with that, they could do so much more if they made it missing link. And of course, fan favorite, everybody would buy it. Soundwave, number 2. Drum roll, please. Number 1 is Megatron. And I've got to say that first I took these pictures from my video. I already made a video about Megatron. I have several. I don't even know how many. At least 4, 5. But the thing is, they suck. People are paying $300 for a complete one of these. And it sucks. The G1's terrible. It's a terrible figure. I had it as a kid. I thought it was a terrible figure. In fact, I had it for about 6 months, and I didn't even realize it was the same Megatron that was on the show. I thought it was like a different version of Megatron on the show because it didn't match up. Because it's so terrible. It's a terrible figure. But they could fix it, and they could give collectors an option for maybe $150 to get a modern, shiny, beautiful representation. Because you'll never get a gun at retail. And that's the thing about this. You're never going to get it again as a gun. And most of them out there, the chrome's worn off. They're broken. I mean, there's very few good examples even on eBay. And those are the pricey, 300 and up. Just the accessories go for 200. Just the accessories. It's insane. So, yeah, definitely number one, by far. In fact, I'm shocked they haven't announced it yet. They shouldn't announce anything else for Missing Link until they announce G1 Megatron in Missing Link. What do you think about this list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? And what would you like to see? Or would you not buy any of them? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Darren Hager out.